When Genji in the capital learned of this, he discovered that he had a daughter. He decided to bring both mother and daughter back to a place called Arashiyama on the outskirts of the capital where they settled. When Genji in the capital learned of this, he discovered that he had a daughter. He decided to bring both mother and daughter back to a place called Arashiyama on the outskirts of the capital where they settled. But did Genji truly value this mother and daughter pair? Not at all. The sole reason Genji brought Akashi Heim back was for the daughter. As we have seen in Heian period, daughters were extremely important. Genji had long planned that if he had a daughter, he would have her become empress in the future. So now that this girl had appeared, she had to be raised in his presence. After bringing the girl back, Genji found that Akashi Hime's status was too lowly, so he took the child away from her biological mother and entrusted the girl to the high-status Lady Fujitsubo to raise. From then on, Akashi Hime was separated from her daughter, unable to even meet her, which must have been a profound pain. Now you can see that Akashi Heime's fate is quite typical. Her father regarded her as a precious jewel, yet used her as a pawn for political gain, selling her to Genji as a concubine. Genji once swore eternal love and was tender towards her, but in reality, when he returned to Kyoto, he did not bring her along. When he discovered they had a daughter, he took the child away from Akashi Heim. So, in the book, Murasaki Shikibu uses male voices to explicitly criticize how fathers and husbands, in their so-called consideration for Akashi Heim, believe that pushing her into an unfortunate pit where she cannot enjoy family happiness is the most considerate thing they could do. Is there anything more absurd than this? From Akashi Heim's tragic fate, we can see the suffering faced by women of that era. Regardless of their outward grace, wealth, and luxury, the emotional torment of a living, breathing woman was a long, unseen agony, highlighting the inherent inequality. On the other hand, Lady Fujitsubo agreed to Genji's request to raise the little girl, Akashi. There was also another reason for this. Lady Fujitsubo had a personal grievance because she had never borne a child with Genji. Despite being with Genji for so long, holding a noble birth, and being beautiful, she had not become a mother. Now, raising little Akashi allowed her maternal qualities to shine, and in the book, Lady Fujitsubo's image becomes even more perfect. Comparing this to Genji's behaviors, we can see that in that era, even women who achieved perfection like Lady Fujitsubo, who had no flaws, could not change their fate. They were continually betrayed and belittled by men, enduring various trials and sufferings. After returning to Kyoto, Genji embarked on grand construction projects and built 6 mansions. He decorated his estates with the scenery of spring, summer, autumn, and winter, and invited his beloved women to reside in these 6 estates. He named each estate after a season, claiming he wanted to gather the flowers of each season, meaning the women, together. Genji's romantic endeavors were indeed very aristocratic, showcasing his refined taste and creativity. However, his treatment of these women was equally unparalleled in its harm. Faced with the promiscuous Genji, Lady Fujitsubo reached the limits of her patience. One day she said, "I understand what men want from love. I finally understand." When Genji asked her what that was, Lady Fujitsubo, with tears in her eyes, replied, "It is merely physical intimacy." She then cried and ran deep into the estate. This scene leaves a deep impression on me. When a woman discusses love, it is never just physical intimacy. Yet for a man like Genji, love is so fleeting. He can give it out carelessly, take it back at will, and scatter it in all directions.